Alright, 5 things I regret buying when it comes to camera accessories. That doesn't mean that they are bad. Many of these items, many of these things are good. But it means that I have chosen other things that I think is better, or I don't use them enough. And maybe this can help you when you're looking for gear, because it all comes down to the gear, right? Before we get started, I have a discount for you. For a limited time only, it's free to subscribe to my channel. Limited time is like forever, but it is free. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you like. See my pictures, comment, send me a message. The link is here and in the description, of course. I have 5 items, but because this is YouTube, I also have a bonus item at the end. Let's start with the first one. This is the Sony kit lens for the APS-C system. It's 16 to 50 millimeters, 3.5 to 5.6. And you can often buy this as a package together with an APS-C camera from Sony, which I did when I bought my A6100. That camera is broken, unfortunately, but I'm recording this on an APS-C camera. But I'm not recording with this lens because this lens isn't good enough. It's not very sharp, the aperture is not wide enough. Not so good. Sometimes I use it for gimbal because it's small and lightweight, but that's the only thing I use it for. Especially, I don't use it for photos. If you want to buy a good, versatile lens for the APS-C system, I would recommend the one I have, the Tamron 17 to 70 f2.8 or the Sigma 18 to 50 f2.8. Both are excellent. Links to all the things are in the description as well. The second item on the list is this, and it might be a bit controversial because many people like this. This is the GorillaPod 3K, and this is the 4th one I have, and everyone has broken. This is about to break. One leg, this leg is much looser than the other legs, so this is gonna break at any time. This is not reliable. It's a very good idea that you can bend it and you can use it for vlogging and all that, but it's not very good. If you want to buy a flexible tripod, I would suggest the Ulanzi flexible tripod instead. This maybe doesn't hold as much weight, but if you have an action camera or an APS-C camera, this will do the job fine. This is actually quite good. And now we come to the most expensive item on this list. This is the Zhiyun, if it's pronounced that way, Weeble S, I think. It's a very good gimbal. It's really good gimbal. It holds a lot of weight. The motors are strong. It's easy to carry, but it's quite heavy. I don't carry it with me so much, and I don't use it so much because it's too bulky, it's too heavy to carry around. And especially if you have an action camera like a DJI Pocket or GoPro or Insta360 or whatever, why use a gimbal when you're traveling? I still use a gimbal though sometimes, but then I use this. This is the Crane M2S from Zhiyun also. It doesn't hold my big camera, my Sony a7 IV, but it holds my APS-C camera, especially when I use it with a light lens. And it holds my GoPro, and it holds my phone. And it doesn't weigh much. I can put it in my backpack easily. This was a good purchase. This was not. Because I own too many bags and backpacks for camera equipment, I have to include one of those as well. And I'm gonna include this. This is a cheap, big-sized sling bag from Amazon. The brand is Giraffe, and it's nothing wrong with it. It has pockets, decent size, top pocket. The strap is okay, comfortable. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but for only 10 euros or $10 more, you can get this, the Tamron TRS. Sturdier, better dividers, more pockets. This is a great big size sling bag for only, I think it's like $50, 50 euros. I use this a lot, and I don't use that anymore. I had that on one travel and it was okay, but this is so much better for only 10 euros more. Go for that. Sometimes it's just bad to go cheap. And I've always taken photos, but filming was new for me like 6 years ago. And I was trying things out, and I read a lot of things on internet that you need to have an ND filter, preferably a variable ND filter. So I bought one, but I bought a cheap one. I don't know, I don't even know what brand this is. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. If you're gonna buy a variable ND that is good, you have to spend a lot of money. That's my experience with ND filters. But I don't use variable ND filters anymore. I use just regular ND filters, which I screw on the lens. And I have different NDs like ND3, ND6, ND10 and so on instead, which is much handier. And I also realized that I don't often need ND filters for the kind of work I do. If I want a very cinematic video, wow, and you want to follow the 180-degree rule, yeah, you need ND filter. But if I'm vlogging for YouTube, maybe I don't. You get my drift? I told you before that I have a bonus item. And this is going to be a bit controversial because many people love this. And I love it. I think it's great. It's fantastic. And that's the Peak Design capture clip. That's a really good capture clip. You put it on your like backpack or something and you touch your camera. Really, really good. But I don't use it. I use the F38 system from Ulanzi instead, because that is compatible between different devices. I have this attached to many of my bags. This is sort of their version of the new capture clip. The old version looks like this. Wait. Old version looks like this. They do the same thing. This is easy to attach and it's also slimmer. So I have that on 3 or 4 of my bags. As you can see on the gimbal, I have a Ulanzi F38 clip on the gimbal. I have them everywhere, on my stands and everywhere. And that means I can take the camera from my backpack and put it on a stand with just a click. So the Peak Design capture clip is great, but if you want compatibility with other things like stands, go for the F38 system from Ulanzi. Yeah. That's all. Thanks for watching.